Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we should be good. Should be on YouTube and Twitch.
Yep.
Yeah, up on both.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I think all that. I figured all that would be fine. But yeah, for just no reason whatsoever, my Stream Deck just decided it doesn't want to play nice with OBS all of a sudden. So
Yeah. Well, the day ends in Y, so fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Yeah, fucking yeah. Just end it all. Audio sucks. Streaming is a pain in the ass. End it all. Now while there's still beer in the world. If beer disappeared tomorrow, I might have to end it all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, OBS got an update, so of course it broke. Shit. Here's some fixes, and let's break some other shit too while we're here. Yeah. Let's break some shit. Let's fix some shit and break some shit. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god. Speaking of which, fuck. I gotta fucking try to fix my fucking wash machine tomorrow.
Ooh, have fun with that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fucking great. Yeah, I think it's we got one with the little digital-ish display. Yes.
Yep.
Supposedly the error code has something to do with it not draining properly. So I get to take the back off and check the drain filter. That's gonna be fucking awesome. Gosh damn it.
Yeah.
Ugh. Not gonna fucking stink like fucking at all or anything,
Yeah, no, it's not gonna be disgusting.
No. Gosh
and
damn it.
Smell awful.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be fine.
That's alright because I'll have the Lions game on. And the Lions will almost certainly be fucking pounding the Cleveland Browns into the fucking ground, so that'll make it a little better.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. You don't listen to the Drop Shots podcasts, which I still find fucking hilarious. But they go to fucking that's okay. So they go to Charlie Intel a lot for like most of their stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised they don't go to I was gonna say I'm surprised they don't go to Insider Gaming more, which is true. I'm surprised they don't go there more. They do go there occasionally to talk about some of the stuff that Tommy Boy posts, but they really get a lot of this. I guess it's probably I think it's mostly because they just see the Charlie Intel tweets and that's what they follow.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, and their game is at least out, so they're kind of going to patch notes and shit.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I figured. I went. Yeah, I hadn't been to Insider Gaming in a while, and yeah, there's a bunch of good articles here about some news about the game and all that good stuff. Some stuff about Portal, which I'm probably not gonna want to talk about.
Yeah. It's gonna just be ruined day one, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. We know it's gonna happen with Portal. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, no, but man, they are real. I mean, they are digging deep though over at Insider Gaming. They got like a story posted here from like back on the 18th about the radio soundtracks that are gonna play in the vehicles.
Yeah.
Battlefield 6 reveals rock-centric radio soundtrack. Cool. Okay. We won't be reading that one. New Battlefield 6 Operation Firestorm gameplay. Operation Firestorm is not even the official title. We don't even know if that's what it's going to be called. Yeah, I feel like that's all right. Yeah, let's start with okay. So, are you looking at Insider Gaming by chance? Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it in your glasses. That's hilarious. All right, let's start with. Well, okay, let's start. Okay, so I scrolled kind of a ways down. Battlefield 6's class system has moved beyond what we saw. It's dated September 15th.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good place to start because that was one of the kind of development sort of things that happened not that long after the last podcast we did. So there's that. Let me bring up the show notes real quick and then we'll get going here. Let's send out a little tweet here first. Yeah, some light show notes tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. You know, I mean, that's well, like I was talking about the other night. I mean, it's like there's stuff going on, but like not anything we gotta like really fucking dig into.
Yeah, and we've got so much stuff in the DMs, anyways.
Yeah,
and
there's
go back to
exactly. Yeah. So, but let's start with the Insider Gaming stuff. Then we'll go through the DMs. And if, whatever. If we overlap, I'll just make sure.
Yeah.
Point it out. Yeah. All right. Cool. What? No, they didn't.
They did.
What? Are you kidding me? Dude, I fucking talked about... Jackie Boy tweeted at us. There's a fucking... Is this fucking for real? Did you see the tweet, Jack, from Battlefield Bulletin? About a live action trailer?
I had seen that something was gonna happen, but I haven't seen anything.
Is this real? can never fucking tell anymore because every fucking AI is so gosh damn convincing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it doesn't help that I don't know who any of these people are anyways.
No, you don't. I know. No shit. Okay. I'm eating my words a little bit actually tonight. I will be eating my words because I actually recall a very specific time I called out for the fact that Battlefield would never do something like okay, I don't. All right, I want to like kind of talk about the Splash first. I'm just gonna fucking. All right, all right, here we go.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's right. We're doing it real fucking live. Like really, really live. Like fucking like kind of like breaking news. Like as I'm getting started to fucking start the podcast here. So like just fucking going live like real fast. What's up, everybody? It's episode 121. Yeah, I know numbers. Episode 121 of the Objective, a Battlefield podcast. How the hell is everyone doing out there? I sincerely hope this podcast finds you well. I am, of course, as always, your host, Dubfire33, coming at you from the one and only Motor City, and your boy, your co-host, our boy OSB, coming at you live from southwestern Ohio. What's up, OSB?
Same shit, different day. We got some stuff to get into though, so that should be fun.
Yeah, oh yeah. I got a lot to get into, including like just as I'm setting up here, we're just like it's a Saturday night. It's 9:52 p.m. On September 27th here, and yeah, just kind of getting shit set up. OSB and I are just kind of cutting it up a little bit before we get going here live on Twitch, of course. For those of you who are new to the podcast, we're live on Twitch, twitch.tv/dubfire33, and we're live on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. Search for The Objective, or I believe you can do youtube.com/PTFO or at PTFO. I think you can find us that way. Speaking of which, Heavy Mayo, thank you for the sub on YouTube, sir. Appreciate it, dude. Hate your name, right? Excuse me. I hate your name. I'm an easy mayo guy. I'm an easy mayo guy myself. I'll be honest. But I love you for subbing on YouTube. Hate your name, but love you for subbing on YouTube. Thank you, sir. So as we're getting set up here, friend of the pod, Go Wings 25 on Twitch, Jackie Boy, a big friend of the pod. I just noticed that he had tweeted at us something here on the old Twitter machine. When did he tweet this? Last edited. Okay, so it looks like it was just like kind of yesterday. Or no, wait, that's this. When did he get at us about this? Okay, so he just got at us about this about 3 hours ago, and this is the first I'm seeing this. And Battlefield Bulletin posted this. Okay, and let's like make one thing fucking clear. I am an old and dying bitch, right? So if whatever this is AI, that's my fallback. That's my excuse. But what we're looking at here, apparently, Battlefield has a live action trailer tomorrow, featuring professional basketball player Jimmy Butler, the country artist Morgan Wallen, the UFC professional mixed martial artist Patty Pimblett, and the fucking actor Zac Efron. And they're all playing Jimmy Butler's engineer, Morgan Wallen's support, Patty Pimblett's recon, Zac Efron's assault. Okay, this is kind of wild. I mean, whatever. It's not anything particularly. I mean, whatever. It's advertising. It's a commercial or whatever it is. However, this is interesting. For those of you who may remember, for those of you who are long-time listeners of the podcast, you may recall me one time, like as we've done many times in the past, kind of talked about Call of Duty and the rivalry, if you will, between Call of Duty and Battlefield. And I've always maintained, as everyone knows, because it's the truth, Call of Duty like owns the market share in the world of first person shooting games, right? It owns the market share. It is the market share. And Battlefield's a great game, loved by millions of people, but like never really quite captured the zeitgeist, if you will. Never really has been the on the vanguard of the FPS shooter genre in the realm of the gaming community as a whole, in the same way Call of Duty has. And one of the examples I gave of that was, I believe it was for, we're going back like almost probably 10, 15 years ago. I think it was when Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare. Yeah, Advanced Warfare. So they did an ad campaign that featured a whole lot of like celebrities in the ad campaign, looking like they were, like soldiers dropping into the game and playing and acting like soldiers, and action and all this stuff. And like some really big celebrities at the time, Jonah Hill, Jonah Hill, and like, oh gosh, I know there's some other like really kind of big name actors in it at the time. And I remember saying like, Battlefield will never do anything like this, and not like because they wouldn't do it out of some sort of like artistic respect or something like that for their work or something. It's just like Battlefield's just not big enough to do something like that. They'll just never do something, because Battlefield's just never big enough to do some kind of ad campaign like that. Well, they fucking shoved that right down my throat tonight, because some of you may not know who these guys are. Most of you probably know who Zac Efron is. Our boy OSP has no clue who any of these people are. I
have no idea who any of them are.
Which none of us are surprised by. Which obviously none of us are surprised by this. But anyone else who doesn't just like go to work and then go right home and just you do your own thing, and that's fine. But Jimmy Butler is, he's been one of the most famous NBA players for a long time. Morgan Wallen, he's a country artist, so only 30% of people who listen to music know who he is. But in the world of country music, dude is bro's number one. He's actually, I believe, approaching becoming the biggest selling country artist of all time, which is kind of wild to say, because what's his name? I can't remember. That fucking whiskey for my men, beer for my horses, or whatever, that guy, or that might, whatever, I don't know. Anyway, he's just really huge. Paddy Pimblett is he is definitely no Conor McGregor for sure, or John Bones Jones, but he's a pretty rising star in UFC. And Zac Efron is a pretty fucking A-list star actor. So this is pretty interesting. And whatever this trailer is, it's dropping tomorrow on the 28th. So sometime tomorrow, Sunday. If I had to guess, probably sometime tomorrow during the day, during football, because we're in the midst of the NFL season, and that's pretty much the most viewed thing on Sunday afternoons is football games. So so this should be interesting. Oh, and here it is right here. Someone posted the trailer I'm talking about from remember when this was how Call of Duty was? They're playing the trailer that I'm talking about. Someone posted it. And at some point, I'm pretty sure that's fucking that was fucking Iron Man. Gosh damn it, the guy who plays Iron Man. I'm so fucking just flustered right now. I cannot remember any names. It's driving me crazy. That's fuck. I have to look for it right now.
Tony Stark?
Well, yeah, that's the character's name. Thank you. Yeah. I'm surprised. Well, I'm surprised you know that, actually.
I saw that movie once, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Okay. Actually, that one had him in it, and I know there's other ones that has like Jonah Hill, and I think Shaq is in one of them or something. Anyway, so that's super interesting, and that's actually also really kind of cool for Battlefield and DICE to kind of like get that kind of exposure for the game, to get that kind of eyeballs on the game, to get people talking about it. You know, people are gonna when something like this happens, it grabs like tons more eyeballs that normally wouldn't, be on the game, right? Because people are NBA fans who know who Jimmy Butler is. They're gonna see it on Twitter and like, oh, Jimmy Butler's in this video game. What? Hey, Morgan Wallen, Zac Efron, they're in this video game. What? And they're gonna see it, and they're gonna see Battlefield 6 and all that stuff. So that's really cool. That's actually pretty cool for the game. This is wild, man. It's all the things that I've said in the past about like these two games, like maybe there's a shift. Maybe there's a shift coming here. Maybe this is it. Maybe Battlefield 6 kind of jumps ahead of Call of Duty in terms of popularity and player count. We'll see. It remains to be seen for sure. So anyway, yeah, so so that was an interesting little thanks for that, Jackie Boy, for tweeting that at us so we could see it. Yeah, so there's that, and a few other things to get into. Quite a few developments about a lot of stuff. The Battle Royale, multiplayer, like a lot of new footage of Mirac Valley. How the hell do you pronounce that? Mirac Valley, is that right? Is that what we're saying?
I'm gonna wait until the announcer in the game tells me how to say it. If I'm being
yeah, there you go. Yeah, no shit, right? So why don't we just jump into it here, and we've turned our eyes to insidergaming.com. Great source for news for all sorts of video games, especially for Battlefield. And so we're going to start a few weeks ago, an article posted on September 15th, and we figured we'd get into this because there's been talk about some changes in what we've been a lot of the stuff has been coming from the playtesting from Battlefield Labs. A whole new round of invites went out. Did you get another one I take it you didn't get another one by any chance? Like you were the girlfriend didn't get one this time around?
No, but if you got one, you could join in. I think on my account, because I didn't technically join when it was sent, I was kind of SOL. And on hers, it was only on Xbox, and I don't want to sit in my living room and use two TV trays with a keyboard on one and a mouse on the other, sitting up perfectly straight, because that shit gets old after 15 minutes.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, that the girlfriend got the one on the Xbox. Yeah. So, so lots of talk about some changes that they've been making to the system, the class system. So the article starts off saying Battlefield 6's class system has changed a lot from what we saw in the open beta, with assault and support classes seeing the significant changes. Yeah, and this was a lot of what people were getting into on Twitter. The open beta weekends for Battlefield 6 were a huge success, attracting a record number of players across 2 weekends. At the same time, the developers learned a great deal about the changes they could make to the title thanks to all the feedback. One of the biggest changes that has been confirmed comes towards the class systems. Battlefield 6's assault class will see reduced efficiency in some areas. During an interview with Edge magazine, Thomas Anderson with 2 S's because he's Swedish, of course, creative director at Ripple Effect, spoke about Battlefield 6's class system. Anderson stated, "The class system has already moved beyond what's in open beta, confirming that players will see significant changes in this system the next time they play the game. It appears that major changes have been made to the game's assault and support classes. Regarding the changes made to the Battlefield 6 class. Anderson spoke about the modifications to Assault class. The creative director stated that Assault class players will observe reduced efficiency in some areas. However, it will improve from a team play perspective. The Assault player will now have the deploy beacon rather than recon to reinforce. This is the guy to spawn. Yeah, we know that. Richard, thanks, man. Or Thomas. That's a development I hadn't seen at all. They're going to be giving the deploy beacon to Assault.
Yeah, they had said that, I think, even before the beta came out, or like after the first weekend. They said that a while ago.
Okay, well,
I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see how it plays. It kind of makes sense if you want them to be the tip of the spear, as they keep saying.
Yeah, true.
And then they take smokes away.
Right, exactly. So, like, they're kind of talking out of both sides of their mouth there.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. And I guess I suppose it kind of may take a little bit of like a shift in how I think of approaching the classes in that sense, because I could see your point. Yeah, because if you're pushing forward and then if you find a good little spot, you drop that beacon down. Now you've got a spot closer to the flag, closer to whatever it is you need to be assaulting, which when, if your squad is paying attention, they're actually spawning on it, and you're adding numbers to the area, overwhelming force, and then you can take the point or whatever it is. Yeah. I always thought of the deploy beacon being for recon, being something like you get it. You don't have to get right next to the objective, but like put it in a safe spot. Up from where you spawn in on a spawn point on the map. But like not but in a safe spot. So yeah. I could see the I could see. I suppose that you're essentially doing the same thing, but with recon, yeah, because recon's always you're hanging back a little bit. You're sniping, you're spotting, whatever it is. You're lasing you're lasing targets for armor, for anti-tank or anti-air stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess it works both ways. You could definitely approach it both ways for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, so that's interesting. So this doesn't talk. Oh man, okay. So this doesn't necessarily talk about the why is my fucking what's going on? Where's my focus on my computer right now? And I can't scroll Insider Gaming right now. Okay, cool. Whatever.
Great podcast.
I know,
always.
Exactly. That's right. Fucking hey, man. Hey, at least we're consistent, right? We're consistent. Yeah. You know what I mean? What the fuck? No, it's all of a sudden I just can't fucking scroll the website. I can go back. Fine, whatever. Wait, so is that where? Yeah, that's basically okay. I see. I thought that was going to talk about the fact that I thought this was going to get a little bit more into the fact that so they're taking smokes away from assault, and they will be bound strictly to support. Is that what we're seeing?
They are taking smokes away from everybody but support.
Right.
Which is stupid. Stupid idea.
Yeah, that is a terrible idea. I mean, I get it that they're the ones that are going to revive, but yeah, exactly. That some of the biggest talk about on Twitter about that news was it's like, well, I mean, that's one of the ways we move, in cover, as assault, assault players. You smoke you smoke an alley, you smoke a street, and now you can move with some cover to get to where you need to be. Yeah, so yeah, that's going to be interesting. And and lots of people kept that's the point of Battlefield is team play, and you're supposed to play as a squad. So if you're doing it right, you're okay, yeah, that's great, but like what if you're fucking support guy? What if what if you're fucking playing solo and you're fucking playing with a bunch of assault Andes and they all want and now you don't have a fucking You don't have support in your squad.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
the real kicker is I don't know if these people that are saying, oh, yeah, you got to focus on team play. Have you ever tried playing with just a bunch of fucking random people?
right.
The entire team's IQ is representative of a residential speed limit at that point. We got fucking 15 IQ players throwing smokes at your own fucking spawn. So you run through the smoke into the enemy's gunfire. You are just D-daying yourself for shits and giggles. It's the stupidest fucking thing. Give everybody a goddamn smoke grenade. So I don't have to rely on what was the guy's name? Let me suck them toes or whatever to throw a smoke in the right goddamn place.
Yeah, that's right. Let me suck them toes. Yeah. Speaking of Battlefield player names are undefeated, by the way. Yeah. No, exactly. And what if the fucking lobby you're in only has 3 fucking support players? Because that's entirely a possibility. You know what I mean? You never know. It's entirely a possibility. Now, okay, yeah, What is it likely that a lot of lobbies you're going to be in are only going to have 3 support players? No, but like there might.
There could be 8 and none of them have smokes though.
Right, exactly.
They could all have frag grenades and incendiaries.
Exactly. Exactly. Good point. And I didn't even consider that. Right, exactly. So yeah, so there might be 8 or 9 or 10 but yeah, only 1 or 2 of them might be running smokes. Exactly. So it's like, now granted, like playing 2042 lately, have I been reminded of how much smoke there can be sometimes? Yeah, but like at least 2 fucking classes should have access to them. Yeah, and it should be support and it should be assault, 100%. Because yeah, that's just it's a pretty controversial decision, and it remains to be seen how long it'll last. Yeah, it's an interesting one. So, all right. So moving on from there, yeah. So there was that one, and then I wanted to move on to. So we don't really have to get into this article too much, but it's a headline that Battlefield 6 Battle Royale and the multiplayer have the same destruction system. So that's kind of cool. If any of you have been following the BR at all, a whole bunch more gameplay got released about the BR, of the BR, and I think that's pretty cool because yeah, I was looking at it, and when you think about the way a BR works and BR gameplay, you're moving around, you're looking for loot or whatever, you're trying to survive, you're trying to kill people, and like your typical BRs like a PUBG or Warzone or whatever, there's like zero destruction. So any kind of building any kind of permanent structure you end up in, you're safe. You've got that permanent cover. Well, that won't be the case in this Battle Royale. So I think that's going to be kind of interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that dynamic really kind of changes, the aspect of a BR when you can go into a building but you're not safe. If a team knows you're in there and they have the means, they're gonna knock that building down around your head. So that'll be pretty interesting. And then we found out, so this was that we didn't get a chance to. I don't know if we got a chance to talk about this on the last podcast, but according to Insider Gaming, the Battle Royale is releasing on October 28th. That's fucking wild, actually. I mean, I really did not expect them to release it that early. I really thought they were going to let the multiplayer kind of go along through the holiday season, and then just after I figured like in January was when they were going to drop this. So yeah, so that's an interesting little development. You have any thoughts on that at all, or?
I have 0 thoughts on the BR. Full stop.
All right. Okay, yeah. So here we go. So here's a couple of interesting articles. Every Battlefield 6 weapon has been revealed. So, And I suppose this is through information gathered through labs, because oh, really? Interesting. Because this is one of the things I was talking about the last Patreon episode we did. Patreon.com/playtheobjective. There's been, other than commercials, we have a single player the single player campaign trailer that we're gonna watch here in a little bit, actually. Other than that, like, there's been no like official drops on the blog or updates from DICE about here's the weapons, here's the vehicles, here's the full map list. Yeah, there's been none of that stuff yet, right?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, right. I didn't think so. Which I can't recall if they did anything like that for 2042 before the game. I feel like they did, though, for some reason. I don't know. I feel like they did. But anyway, so so we got to experience many of the Battlefield 6 weapons that will be featured at launch thanks to the open beta. However, this was a mere taste of what EA and Battlefield Studios are cooking up. A full list includes 45 weapons at launch and many iconic firearms, but disguised under different aliases. Yeah, so we got a list here. And of course, most of these are not going to make any sense, besides some of the ones that include some familiar, letters and numbers, like the M433. Obviously, that's like a version of the M4. No idea what a B36AF or an SOR 556 MK2 is going to be.
So the B36, I think, is supposed to be a G36.
Oh,
Or
okay.
like the GEW.
GEW.
I think the SOR may be like some sort of SCAR, but I'm not positive.
Okay, yep, that sounds like it could be right. Yep. An AK-4D, a TR7, a KORD 6P67, an NVO 228E, and the L85A3, that's the bullpup assault version of like that heavy machine gun. And of course, then we got carbines, M4A1, AK205, M417s, QBZ 192. That's pretty cool. The SG 553R. That's I was always kind of a big. That's at like a Heckler and Koch, or like a not H&K. It's like a Swiss arms gun maker.
I remember liking the 553 and 4.
Yeah. So that's an interesting one. Okay, most of the SMGs make very little sense. SGX, likely like their version of like the MP5, or I don't know, maybe not. Maybe the PW5A3 is. Maybe the SGX is similar to whatever that first submachine gun is in 2042. I can't remember the name of it.
PBX, no, that would probably be the UMG 40.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because it is actually closer to an UMP 40. That's right. USG 90, which is almost certainly like a P90. Your KV9 is probably your Vector. And then one of these is probably a Bison, I would have to guess. Maybe like your I don't know, SL9 or like your UMG. LMGs, an M60 RPMK, M250, M240L. So that's all cool. DMRs, your M39 EMR. SVK, SVDM, sniper rifles, pretty typical stuff. Shotguns, pistols. Yeah, so pretty good little list of weapons. Yeah, very good little list of weapons there, actually. But the list that interests me more, so there's the weapons. The very next article we'll get into is the Battlefield 6 vehicles. Every vehicle in the game. And I have not looked at this yet. So I'm very curious to see like how, and I can't scroll the website. Cool. Gosh damn it, Insider. It's not my computer. I can scroll every other fucking website in my browser right now. And actually there's some little like it does like a banner ad at the bottom, and I think that like is screwing me up or something. All right, here we go. Keep scrolling so it doesn't fucking freeze. Gosh damn it. All right, so these are no, it doesn't look like it has them. All right, so it doesn't have like the actual like models or anything listed. It's just it's just sort of a list of like it's like a description of all the vehicles that are going to be in the game. Okay, so a main battle tank. An IFV, a light ground transport, mobile, anti-air, attack helicopter, transport helicopter. Okay, see, this is interesting. So attack helicopter and transport helicopter. There's still no talk of a little bird, which this has been brought up a little bit and has some people concerned, specifically probably like Focus BF, because that's like one of his favorite vehicles to fly. So that's interesting. And also no talk of whether or not like they're going to have faction specific ones for every vehicle, which is the way it used to be in every other game up until 2042, until they decided, oh, it's okay that the same little bird, is the same helicopter for both factions. It's like, okay, we'll introduce these other ones that like both can use, like the Black Hawk or the Draugr or the transport vehicle. Most of the transport vehicles, like I'm on record as saying is that one annoys the shit out of me, and I hope they rectify that with this game. It's more fun. It's also just better for identification. I mean, I think it is. I get it. Like it's not really necessary because your teammates have their names over their head. If you see a vehicle or if you see a person, a player running around, and it's generally obvious right away that they're an enemy because when they're on your screen, they don't have an identifier over their head of any kind. So okay, so that's the enemy. But it was just so much better for immersion. I get it. It's the I word. I just liked it better when you knew if you were spawning as Russian or the Chinese forces or U.S. forces, that when you were getting into a vehicle, you were getting into one of the vehicles that actual, military might be using. And they did that in 3 and they did that in 4. They definitely did it in, Battlefield 1. They were definitely accurate with the different factions and the vehicles that you used in Battlefield 1 for sure. So I'm pretty sure they were pretty different in 5. I don't know. I didn't play enough of 5. I feel like they weren't they?
5, yeah, they were accurate to factions.
Right? Yeah.
We know at least some of the vehicles in this game are in 6, like the jets. The US is going to have the F-22, and Pax Armada is going to have the Su-57 Felon. They're the same class of jet. They're both 5th generation fighters. You can't have both of those on the same team. They fill the same niche.
Right.
And looking in the video in our DMs, it looks like the Pax Armada attack jet is probably a Raphael or maybe a Eurofighter Typhoon. And there's an F-16, which would obviously be the US jets.
Okay. So they're okay,
so there's
right.
some, it's probably not showing everything. I think it's just they're going through one faction.
Right, exactly. But like I said, I hope that if they do introduce the little bird, that we get the Bell helicopter for U.S. forces, we get the Russian version of it, or whatever you want to call it, the European version of it for the other forces, and the same for the transport vehicles. I mean, the IFV, the M3A Bradley and the BMP2, and I hope they hope they get it all separated. Yeah. So, But that is kind of a small vehicle list off the rip. Well, not a small vehicle list. I mean, it's pretty typical, but it's missing the little bird, which is interesting. Although it is, well, no, it's also missing like more like of a heavy ground transport as well. Like light ground transport could just mean like Jeeps, you know what I mean? There might there might not be anything like the Cav Brawler or the bigger armored transport that's in 2042.
Mav.
The Mav, yeah, thank you. Your mobile anti-air, of course, yeah, and your main battle tanks and all that good stuff. So, yeah, so a little bit lighter on the vehicles, actually, yeah, to start. But that's fine. You know, it's there'll be updates. I'm sure they'll add some stuff as we go here. So, all right. So there you go for the vehicles. Yeah, there was some Merak Valley gameplay revealed for Conquest and Breakthrough. That all looked pretty interesting. Oh, you can get into one of the things I've been seeing on Twitter. You can get into the fighter jets. You can get into it's gone back to, you know, Battlefield 3, 4, 1 style where they spawn on the ground and you can get into them and take off on airstrips and stuff, which is awesome. Which is going to feel fucking awesome on Operation Firestorm. That's going to have all the nostalgic feels when we're doing that. Not for you, of course, cuz you're not allowed anywhere near an aircraft.
Only if we want it to crash.
Exactly. Or if you're in the gunner seat and telling people to get out.
Get out.
Get out. Yeah, and there was some new. Yeah, okay. We talked about the Firestorm gameplay online. We caught some of that. Yeah, and then there's some other articles. Battlefield 6 reveals. Yeah, yeah. The rock centric radio. Okay. What is this? I want to get into this one. So if we go up, bizarre Battlefield 6 feature could end Conquest games early, even if you're still fighting. I saw this and I haven't really read it, so I'm gonna read this. I want to read this actually real quick and find out what the hell this is even about. Do you know anything about this?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, let me read it and see what's going on here. On social media, an image has surfaced revealing a new feature in Battlefield 6. This previously unseen mechanic would allow for a game of Conquest to end early if all flags are captured by one team, leaving the team unable to leave their spawn. This revelation has been met with mixed response from fans. With some claiming that a match is always salvageable, while others welcome the change after spending many years being farmed by spawn trappers in situations. Oh, okay. So this is about like being spawn trapped.
Yeah, so if one team takes all the flags, it ends the game in, I don't know, 30 seconds or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
On posted an image showing posted an image showing a critical mission success accolade obtained by a team having all flags captured and a massive superior score to the opposing side. It's safe to assume that at the same time, the losing team has a critical mission failure message popping up on their screen. This message is accompanied by a countdown that runs out the game, but the nature in which it appears has yet to be defined. That was the sentiment echoed in the comments by fans of the franchise. It's not clear if there's a prerequisite for the function to fire, such as the opposing team having a certain percentage of tickets left, or a predefined number fewer than the winning side. One user claimed that they'd seen the feature fire just 4 minutes into a match after the winning team capping all the flags extremely quickly. If a dominant team captures all the flags within 5 minutes and the game pushes for a timer to end the match, that is a huge quality of life improvement. Or would players rather risk staying in the grinder and trying to fight their way out to capture a flag and turn the tide? Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've never really... I can remember some time. I can remember some maps in like 1942 and like Battlefield 2. Well, no, Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 1942. Actually, like Battle of the Bulge, for instance. In Battle of the Bulge, the only team that had a permanent respawn was the U.S. forces. The German forces only had the flags to respawn on. So if the U.S. forces overwhelmed the map and took all of the flags, it ended the game. Obviously, because the German forces didn't have a permanent respawn. They did that. I believe they may have done a map like that in Battlefield 2142. And they may have done, I don't think they did one like that in Battlefield Vietnam, actually. They did in Battlefield 2. Strike at Karkand, actually. Strike at Karkand was a similar thing. U.S. forces had an uncap. Yeah. I sound like a fucking, first time Battlefield player. An uncap. So U.S. forces had an uncap spawn. Iraqi MEC forces, the Middle Eastern Coalition forces, did not. All they had were the flags on the map. So the U.S. forces could overwhelm the map, and if they took the last flag, if they took all the flags, the MEC forces, lost the game, and the game was over. So, but with anytime there was map, I don't know. Do you recall maps where there were, 2 uncaps where you would get really spawn trapped, like in a way that was like incredibly frustrating, or like you felt like you were fucked? I mean, I don't recall. I mean, I'm sure there's people have stories about that kind of stuff. Yeah,
but it's like Locker or Metro or Redacted,
right. Like a grinder kind of.
Yeah, they're pretty grinder maps. I can't think of it on any like real Battlefield style maps like Firestorm or No Shark Canals or anything. I can't think of anything like that having happened. I guess it could be possible, but there's usually enough ways out.
Yeah, there usually are. Yeah, exactly. None of the maps.
Or you could use your fucking smokes that every class has.
Oh, crazy, right?
Fuckers.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, maybe if there was going to be more classes with smokes, then we'd be able to get out of we'd find ways out of there and cap flags. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I don't know. Maybe some of the play testing has shown that that's going to be a problem because of the way some of the maps are in this game. I guess, I don't know. So we'll see. But interesting to say the least. So here we go. We're back in a browser. Okay. Yeah, they got a Battlefield 6 release date explained, exact start times. Oh yeah, so this is pretty interesting. They did announce. I saw this announcement. So, just in case for those of you that haven't seen this, and you're wondering, do we know the Battlefield 6 start time? Yeah. So obviously, if you've pre-ordered the game, or if you plan on pre-ordering the game, like, a few days beforehand, like myself and OSB have talked about, which is probably what we're going to do. Yeah, I know we've talked about no pre-orders and all that stuff, but I feel like that, yeah, the kind of the convenience of doing it, so to speak, is just pre-order it, and then that way you just, you have your Steam or whatever platform you're going to download it on, you have it open, and then that as soon as stuff can be pre-downloaded, stuff's going to pre-download, and then the second, things can get down, or everything's just already downloaded, so when the hour strikes that the game is getting, available in your time zone, you can just start playing, right? Rather than having to worry about go through all the rigmarole right there and then. So that's a good reason to pre-order the game. So speaking of which, so they laid out a whole chart here, and Pacific time. So starting on October 10th. So in Australia, 1 o'clock in the morning for our Aussie boys. On October 11th is when the game will be available. And then in good old England, 4 p.m. And then moving our way back across the globe, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific. So, yeah, there you go. So coming October 10th, that's all the times you can start playing whatever time zone you're in. So, yeah, 11, 10 a.m., 11, 10, 8. Yeah, so there you go. Why 2? That's interesting. Wouldn't it be like 11, 10? Oh, no, they don't have mountain time listed. That's interesting. Get fucked, mountain time. Yeah, no.
Well, only one of those time zones matters anyways.
And it's the Eastern time, exactly. Yeah,
correct.
It's the Eastern time zone, the only time zone that matters to anybody. Yeah. So get fucked, mountain time. Colorado, Wyoming, you guys. New Mexico, especially get fucked, New Mexico. All right, so moving on from there. Just Battlefield. Yeah, there's no early access, is there? That's a
I
good.
don't think so.
Yeah, that's a good question. I thought about that the other day. I was like, wait a second. Nothing about early access when you pre-order. Nothing. I haven't seen anything about early access, and apparently it doesn't. Yeah, that's because they posted. Does Battlefield 6 have early access? And you've already had a chance to get it through the open beta and labs. So naturally, early access is next, right? And but yeah, no, apparently not. It's Battlefield 6 is no longer Dreams, Destruct eventuality, open beta, Yeah, no, nope. October 10th is the official release date, and that's it. So, where do they say here? Standard Edition, upgraded Phantom. Yeah, but many the more expensive features, many upgraded editions include an early access option. But okay, hold on. It's well known that Battlefield 6 has a standard edition and the upgraded Phantom edition. Apart from controversy regarding its skins, the more expensive version features additional content. Many upgraded editions include an early access option, ranging from 48 hours all the way up to 7 days. Even if you secure Battlefield 6 Phantom Edition, you don't get early access. The game's FAQ even addresses this issue under the question, this article, I'm not going crazy, am I? Didn't this sentence just say that or are they talking about other games?
They're talking about other games.
Okay, he failed to mention that he means other games when he says many upgraded. He doesn't say many upgraded editions of other games include early access. Yeah, I'm reading the sentence verbatim. Many upgraded editions include an early access option. So if this person knew how to write properly, the sentence would read many upgraded editions of other games. So yeah, okay, but not Battlefield 6. So okay, so there you go. Yeah, so that is interesting actually. That's an interesting move from EA on that one. And then they're gonna combat cheating and Cronus and all that good stuff. Portal gets a trailer. Battlefield 6 preload guide and file size explained. Battlefield 6 campaign features 9 missions across 3 continents. So that's kind of interesting. And the last article here at the top of, as we finish off the Insider Gaming news, this one is pretty interesting. And this was not revealed like in the trailer at all. Battlefield 6 campaign lets players command a squad. So let's get into this one a little bit. This is kind of interesting. Battlefield 6 players will have a full squad they can command most of the time in the single-player campaign, with each member belonging to a different class. EA released a brand new trailer for Battlefield 6 campaign mode and also dropped loads of intel for us as well. We were recently informed that this mode will feature 9 missions that span across 3 continents. Now we've learned that during these missions, players will be able to command an entire squad. Details about Battlefield 6's campaign squad were received by Battlefield Bulletin's recent report on X. Their post states that the players will almost always have a squad they can command through simplified orders, which include smoke for cover, call for grenades, suppressing fire, flank enemies, RPGs, recon scans, spot enemies, and more. Even if the full squad is not with the player, at least one member will accompany them at all times. Moreover, each member in Battlefield 6's campaign squad belongs to a different class. Players will get to take on the roles of, multiple characters in Dagger 13 instead of playing as one protagonist across the entire campaign. Okay. So that's them going the Call of Duty route for the campaign. Which is a bit of a departure for Battlefield campaigns, which
sort of. BF3 you played as two different people.
But only two different people, right?
Yeah, but they were also on different factions.
Oh, did you really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
See, I was just thinking about
you played
this.
as a Russian guy for a couple of missions.
You did. That's right. That's hilarious. That's so funny that you say that, because this is what I was thinking of the other day when I watched the trailer, and I started thinking about, like, oh wow, this looks like it's going to be a really interesting Battlefield campaign. And my thought was maybe this campaign will be more memorable than the others, because I can barely remember anything that happened in any of the other campaigns. You clearly remember more than I do, because I was just, other than like some of the, like, obviously, like, you fly you're in the whatever, the second seat in the F-18 and stuff, and in Battlefield, I don't remember fuck all about the Battlefield 3 campaign, which clearly you do.
Yeah, I've played it within the last 2 or 3 years. I think that's the only reason I remember that, to be honest. I've played it fairly recently.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I remember a little bit about the Battlefield 4 campaign. Obviously, like that, Irish is in it. You don't play as Irish. I'm pretty sure you play as like the same person the entire Battlefield 4 campaign. But like,
I think so.
Right. But fuck if I really remember like what the story was about. Like, there was some Chinese warlord, right? And I remember the end, you blow up his boat, right?
Yeah, the Chinese warlord was like trying to pitch Russia against the US or something like that. It was something kind of weird.
Right.
I don't remember it too closely.
Pretty typical, military single player campaign type stuff. I don't remember fuck all about threes. Obviously, like, the Bad Company and Bad Company 2 campaigns are pretty popular amongst the community, as they were like the first like real camp. In fact, they were the first single player campaigns ever developed for Battlefield games.
Correct. Battlefield 2 Modern Combat.
That had a single player campaign?
Yes.
Did it really? Holy
Yes.
shit, I don't think you ever mentioned that. We've talked about that game before, because that's the like first one you played. I don't think you mentioned that it had a single player campaign.
I only played the campaign. I was an original Xbox, and I was 8, right?
Yep. No, I remember that now. Now I remember you saying that, yes, because you were a lot younger than I am, and yeah, you were like only 8 fucking years old when you played it. Okay, that's right.
I rented it from Blockbuster because my mom said I could.
That's hilarious. Okay, but in earnest, like, that's that. At least they still made it. I mean, it was still like a terrible, basically like kind of a port of Battlefield 2. But that's it. I did not. Yeah, they made a campaign for it. But the point also being, though, that like none of the campaigns from the Battlefield games are particularly rememberable, or are particularly just thought of as memorable campaigns, outside of like maybe, like I said, the Bad Company and Bad Company 2 ones. People really liked those ones. So this one seems like it's going to be the closest thing to a Call of Duty campaign as DICE has done ever. So because that's how all the Call of Duty campaigns operate. You're always playing as some completely different, whether it's you may be playing as like one of the like, main character protagonists, whether it's Captain Price or Soap or, in some of the newer ones, Farah, stuff like that. And then sometimes you're just playing some generic soldier caught up in the action and that kind of stuff. So the fact that they're doing this for the campaign means that they're definitely taking a cue from the Call of Duty campaigns for it. So that's pretty interesting. And that's kind of interesting, and it sounds kind of fun that you'll be able to so it sounds like what you'll be doing is like you'll be one part of the squad and you'll be able to command the 3 other people to hey, smoke, grenade over there, RPG over there, whatever, stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting. Additionally, the revive system works similarly to multiplayer. If a player has been downed, a squad member can come and revive them. Similarly, the player can also drag and revive their downed squad mates. So that's kind of cool. So that's interesting. That'll be kind of fun. Actually, that'll add an interesting little aspect to the campaign, single player, which I'm actually kind of excited about. If I'm being completely honest, I'm pretty excited about it. Speaking of which, why don't we move on to that? Why don't we check it out here? But before we do that, we're going to take a break. I'm going to grab a beer. The peasants who aren't part of our Patreon are going to listen to some ads. Our Chad patron members will not. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. I want to play some music, maybe. There we go. What the hell? I know how to podcast, people, I swear.
Do you?
No, I don't. Why isn't this working? What the hell? What the fuck's going on here? That's fine. I can edit all this out. Oh, what? Really? Gosh damn it. I hit the fucking mute button on my XLR. Gosh damn it. I didn't realize I hit it. All right, here we go. All right, we'll be right back. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
All right. All right. So, yeah, let's check out the campaign real quick. Single player campaign trailer. Pretty cool actually. Oh, I had it. Oh, I got it in the fucking show notes. That's right. Show notes. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's check it out.
Hostiles inbound. 100 meters in closing.
I got 2. East side.
Moving right to left.
I got 3 west side. Frame shoot. On the T of execute. 3, 2, 1. Execute.
The world as it's commonly known has crumbled. Alliances that held since the end of World War II, gone.
Dagger, this is Pax's ballsiest play yet.
If they succeed, they will have secured the most strategic rock in the history of warfare. Want to help our friends take back this rock?
We're playing a dangerous game, no doubt about it. Wouldn't be Dagger without insurmountable odds.
The whole world's gonna look different now. Just takes a little shake of perspective.
Gotta love a challenge.
So,
Love a challenge.
hold on. At
The world's gonna look different now. Just takes a little shake.
at 55 seconds, if I pause it here. Okay, I mean, I'm probably just like speculating, recklessly speculating, but I swear this like little spot that they're like sitting in looks just like Caspian border. Like that building, those barriers, they like that like not Armco, but whatever that like steel roofed like kind of little structure off to their left. Like that all looks just like Caspian border, which got me like thinking like, okay, are they gonna fucking bring Caspian border back in this game too? So I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but I just was looking at it and I would fucking be stoked if they brought Caspian border game in this back actually. So anyway, all right, here we go.
Perspective.
Gotta love a challenge.
Stand by for re-attack call.
Light them up! We gotta move!
And then a big ass dam that looked like the dam map from Battlefield 4.
Kate will pay for this.
But we don't know how high it goes.
Well, you can only do so much with a dam, right? It's just a big slab of concrete that stops some water.
Hell yeah.
I would be surprised if Langkang Dam came back. Caspian border, I could see.
Yeah, because Caspian border, I mean, like, yeah, obviously it's been, reissued twice now, right? So, yeah. I'm just going to go back to real quick, too.
We gotta move! Hold on!
Kate will pay for this.
But we don't know how high it goes.
Trying to start a war with the CIA?
That is not the fucking question!
Yeah.
I know what I got.
Just that little scene there with the woman yelling at the guy. Looks good. I mean, like, obviously, they're using a brand new engine, and with the advances in graphics and stuff, they're using all the full motion capture stuff, which is pretty cool. Because, it's gonna be fun. I know people don't get too crazy about single player campaigns, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be pretty exciting. I think it'll be pretty fun. So yeah, and I'm guessing that's coming out on October 10th when the game releases. I'm just assuming, that's what's happening. So
Yeah, you would assume that.
yeah, I mean, I think, Call of Duty had early access. I'm surprised. That's the thing. I'm surprised they're not doing that. I wish they were at least doing that. Like, pre-order and get early access to the campaign. That would
So I've seen online that the campaign's like 5 to 7 hours anyways. So it's not
Yeah.
like it's real long. You know, you
No.
could beat it on a Saturday afternoon.
yeah,
So
well,
you really don't need early access at something like that. If it were a 100-hour campaign like The Witcher 3 or something, okay.
sure, right,
sure.
yeah.
But
Well,
5 hours, okay, the boys aren't going to be on for another 40 minutes. Let me go knock out mission 3.
yeah,
No, they're not going to be on for another hour. I'll do mission 4 today.
right.
Kinda
Well,
roll up.
for you fucking no children having fucking people, yeah, but you know, I've got my Saturdays are booked. You know what I mean?
Well, okay,
yeah.
so you give them a little sip of whiskey and you put them down for nap time.
That's right. Yeah, because it's 1975. It's no big deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on one sec, actually. So yeah. It's yeah, so the campaign will come out and I'll play it once for sure. And it should be fun. So let's move on real quick to some Twitter news. Some stuff that we've tweeted. Oh, well, here's more. Okay, so yeah, so I didn't even realize that the songs, yeah, so they're going to include licensed songs for the vehicle radio songs. So, oh yeah, and they even got them listed here in Battlefield Bulletin. There's going to be like all right, so far this list does not fill me with a whole lot of confidence, but there's some decent ones, artists in here. Doesn't start off strong, if I'm going to be completely honest. Although, I mean, let the bodies hit the floor. I mean, that's it's a fun one to have in a game, in a military game, I guess, in a first-person shooter game. Godsmack, Johnny Poole, Limp Bizkit, okay. Red Hot Chili Peppers, okay. And then you got some Pantera, that's cool. Domination by Pantera. Filter, Prodigy, Snoop Dogg. Oh, they're including the Bob Dylan song that was in the trailer. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. That's interesting that there's going to be licensed music. I don't know how that's going to, I haven't seen any streamers talk about that, which that was always kind of a thing for streamers. Cause sometimes if you have to, you don't want that licensed music, and especially Twitch doesn't really do much about it these days, really. They don't really give you too much of a hard time about it, but YouTube definitely does. YouTubers are they're like
there's probably a stream. Well, there is a streamer mode. We saw that in the beta, so I'm sure you put on streamer mode and it just replaces all of these with
there you go.
Generic songs 1 through 14.
Exactly, yeah. So where was so going back to December. Oh yeah, escalation mode, all the vehicles. Okay, yeah, but we talked about all that stuff already. So let's just. Did we talk about escalation mode? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I don't think that news was out.
Yeah.
When we did the last one.
Okay, yeah. So escalation mode. And I don't know much about this yet. And I suppose it's going to be a game mode available for All Out Warfare, I'm guessing.
Yes. So I don't know if this gets too deep into it. What I've kind of heard about escalation mode is it's a combination of conquest and breakthrough. And as the game goes on, and I think the ticket count goes down, the amount of available flags starts to drop and eventually forces it to one final flag to capture. Is what I've kind of understood about it. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this game mode till I get hands on, but it sounds interesting. It sounds like it will kind of try to keep it quicker paced, especially as the game is drawing towards a close.
Yeah. Which is that sounds like that's how it'll go. Yeah, previewers, according to Battlefield Bulletin's tweet, previewers played 2 of the largest maps, Operation Firestorm and Merak Valley, plus the new escalation mode. Escalation mode spread out battles initially as the area of operations, a ring in parentheses, becomes smaller for more intense skirmishes. Like you were saying. Merak Valley, wide open spaces, big construction zone in the center, small villages for close quarters view. Okay. So they talked. The rest of the stuff just goes on to talk about more details that was kind of revealed from the labs stuff. So okay. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Didn't they try? What was the? Yeah, there was a Oh no. There was like kind of a little bit of a limited time mode in Battlefield 2042 once in a while where there would be only one. Oh no, that's right. It was a fucking game mode in the beta. There would be only one point to fight over, and it would just kind of jump around the map.
Yeah,
I kind of dug that. Honestly, I can't remember what it was called now off the top of my head, but if I'm being honest, I actually kind of dug that game mode. I thought it was kind of neat that there would be only one point to fight over, but it would it would change every 3 minutes or something, and it was similar to like if you're familiar with Hardpoint, it's basically exactly Hardpoint from like Call of Duty, where on Call of Duty has it. There would just be this little zone that would jump around the map, that you tried to control it and you got points while you were controlling it. And it's the same idea in Battlefield. Like if you control that point, you're draining the other team's tickets while you're not draining the tickets other than the kills. I dug it because what it did was like when all the when it's breakthrough, it's the action is one direction with some flanking here and there. With Conquest, it's all the flags are up, so the battle's going every direction. But like when you did it this way, like you only fought in the one area for a certain amount of time, and so you would use whatever was in that area to fight with, and then once it moved, you had to move, right? And you had to make your way there and get there first, and then you had to fight in just that area. So it really made for like fun, intense fighting, over that one point. I thought it was kind of fun, actually. I thought it was pretty cool. So that's not what this is. This sounds like it's like a hybrid of what I was just describing, and like you were saying, like have a hybrid of Conquest and Breakthrough, if you will, right? Whereas, as time goes on, less and less points become available to capture. Is that what you were saying, right?
Yeah. That's how I've kind of understood it.
Right, yeah.
At least.
So that's interesting. Escalation mode, So there you go with that. The Charlie Intel posted something about how EA has clarified how the crossplay works. We could talk about this a little bit. So for those of you, because I know a bunch of you actually that listen actually do play on consoles actually. So EA has since clarified how the crossplay works in Battlefield 6. Crossplay. Okay, so like here it's almost like you're looking at the settings, right? Crossplay on. Players will matchmake against all platforms, but it will prioritize console players, which is something we talked about. They mentioned that a long time ago, that even though when you have crossplay on, it's still like gonna prioritize if you're on a console, it's still gonna try to get you in a lobby with mostly other console players. Turn crossplay off. You only matchmake with people on your platform. There's no console only crossplay. Okay. So platform meaning consoles, and then they go on to say that, like, yeah, there will be no PlayStation Network specific or Microsoft Live specific matchmaking. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying. Crossplay off. If you're on a PlayStation 5, you're only playing against PlayStation.
Wait,
If you're Xbox, you're only playing against Xbox. There is no console-only crossplay.
oh,
It literally says that the next line down.
No, I know that, but like I guess I figured by platform, I guess I thought they meant all the consoles, but you're right. Platform does refer to
PlayStation or an
the
Xbox.
specific consoles, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? That's really strange. Like,
that's how every crossplay's ever worked.
It
is you
is
turn
really?
crossplay
It
off,
doesn't-
It's only your platform. Yes.
it doesn't. That is so strange to me. Like, why would I have a if I'm on I'm on a console, I don't mind if I get matched with other console players. You know what I mean? Like, that's so strange. Or is there some kind of weird latency if you connect? Or there's just no, that's weird. That is so weird.
The technology probably doesn't allow you to filter out. I don't want to play with these people. I only want to play with these people and these people, would be my guess. It's all or nothing.
Well, yeah, but if you can, okay, but here's the thing, right? Like, with the crossplay on, it's going to put you in a lobby, and you're going to be playing against, if you're on Xbox, say, for example, you're going to be playing against PC players and PlayStation 5 players. So, if you turn crossplay off, I just always assumed that cross meant you don't cross the threshold of playing with PC players. That you
don't cross from your system.
Your system's network, which is either the PlayStation Network or Microsoft Live, whatever. Is that what it's called? Do they have?
It was Xbox Live,
or
but
Xbox
that's
Live.
technically dead, and it's now just included with Game Pass.
So Game Pass, whatever. Yeah, Xbox is Game Pass. Okay, I get that most of you right now are probably like going, "What the fuck, Dub? Like, what? What is wrong with you? How did you not know this?" Well, 2 reasons. I'm old and dying. Number 1. Number 2, I've not ever played any of these types of games on consoles in my life, other than Halo, which that doesn't even really count because that was a fucking Xbox game, from the fucking start. They fucking ported that game to PC sometime down the road. That's absolutely, honestly, kind of wild to me, because clearly there's no problem putting Xbox and PS5 players in a lobby together when the crossplay is on. So, like, what? I'd honestly find that really wild that crossplay off would simply mean you just don't get in lobbies with PC players. That's just wild.
Well, and the thing is, there can be somebody on a PlayStation or an Xbox on mouse and keyboard anyways.
Yeah.
So if they're trying to escape mouse and keyboard players, hey, good luck. Doesn't matter. They need to do input-based matchmaking. I've only ever seen it in Halo Master Chief Collection and X Defiant, which is now dead.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, X Defiant did do it. That's right. It doesn't matter to me. So it's like, I know it seems a little strange that I'm like this up in arms about it, but it's just really wild. I just cannot see, like, I mean, we know that PlayStations have really heavily outsold Xboxes. So I feel like if you're like on an Xbox and you turn crossplay off, like, holy fuck, like, you might have a hard time finding lobbies. I mean, you probably won't. I guess you wouldn't, but Well, I don't know. If you have it off, you won't necessarily. Yeah, okay. Just because you have it off doesn't mean it's only looking for other people who also have it off.
It would have to.
Well, no, it would have to. No, it would. That's
It would
right.
have
It
to
would
look
have
for
to
people
because
that
you
only
can't.
have it
That's
off.
right. Because
So
the
don't
lobby.
turn crossplay off because you're not playing the video game because no one's going to have it off.
Yeah,
There'll be
exactly.
7 people.
Yeah,
in your
exactly.
region.
So, but a lot of that could be alleviated if crossplay off simply meant you won't get into a lobby with a PC player. That's kind of my point. And that like I said, that it matters to either of us, but it does kind of matter to some of you people that play on consoles. Like, that's really wild. I feel like if you play on a console, I would fucking get at EA and be like, hey, because we just talked about that last time. We just talked about how they made this big stink about, hey, look, don't worry. We want you to feel safe with having crossplay on, so that if you connect with PC players, it's okay. We're combating cheating. We're doing all this stuff to like make it safe for you, so you don't feel like so you feel like you're on a level playing field. So you all this stuff, but it's like, yeah, that's really maybe part of
that's
that.
kind of bunk too, because console players can cheat
No,
these days anyway.
exactly.
They're also combating that.
Exactly, they can. Yeah, the cheat makers are making it easier to download.
Well, Cronus.
And the Cronuses, exactly. Yeah.
Battlefield and EA are working with Xbox and PlayStation to detect Cronuses. So Cronus is going to go away because they're just going to get your account banned at some point.
Right.
It's coming.
Which it should. It should. If you fucking use your Cronus, you're a fucking rat. Yeah, that's just kind of wild to me. Honestly, wild. Now, the only other thing that I can think of then now that they would do this is, as you just said, it would in fact deter people from turning crossplay off. because if you're on an Xbox, you're really going to be limiting the amount of people you can play with, because the least amount of sales in this game are going to be for the Xbox. There's no question about that. For the actual console itself. The PlayStation 5 has won the console war, so to speak, right? Like more that is what the vast majority of the people are going to be playing it on. Well, maybe not. I don't know, because Battlefield is such a the Battlefield really grew its community through PC players. So I don't know. I mean, it could be close with between PC and PS5. So interesting. That's super interesting. So there's that. Battlefield 6 will include 14 licensed radios. So yeah, we're over that one. Features for changes for Battlefield 6 at launch. Special thanks to the CAD woman. Maybe she's a friend of the pod. I don't know. I doubt she listens to the podcast. But maybe she does. So yeah, special thanks to CAD woman for all the details. Yeah, we saw. So yeah, holy crap, she's got a whole bunch of stuff listed here. The assault ladder can be placed either upward or downward and can be used by every other class once deployed. So clearly someone was like, you know what? Look, the McKay's grappling hook was kind of ridiculous, but like, we don't want to completely do away with the idea that people can make it easier to traverse stuff. So let's find a friendly little in-between. So they came up with the deployable ladder, the assault ladder. So once it can be put down and that can be used by everybody. The engineer's vehicle supply crate not only resupplies ammunition, but speeds up equipment cooldowns for nearby friendly vehicles. It also automatically repairs. That's an interesting little... Man, you listen, Dice, you listen to the podcast. I know you fucking do. That, or I'm just on the same wavelength. I remember talking about once adding, not pack, the Battlefield 2042 specialist with the hack. that can do the hack. Rao, thank you. I mentioned this before. I said if you want to like kind of balance Rao, go ahead and like nerf the hell out of his stuff, out of his like offensive stuff, but give him like some defensive stuff. And I suggested give him, give him the ability to from a distance like kind of repair a vehicle. Use his little fucking thing to like when you see a vehicle that's in like a state of disrepair to reset its repair cooldown or something, something like that. Do some kind of thing, and that's what this does. The vehicle supply crate resupplies ammunition, but speeds up the cooldown for nearby friendly vehicles. So if your repair is on its cooldown, if you get within range of this resupply crate, your repair cooldown it'll cool down quicker, whatever it is. The rate at which you get it will speed up. So there you go. That's actually a pretty neat little tweak there. You can no longer equip 2 launchers at the same time. You have to choose between anti-tank or okay, yeah, that's a change from the beta. Yeah, we knew they were going to change that. That was a wild little part of the beta. You could fucking have both the fucking anti-tank and the anti-air.
Yeah, you could blow up a tank and then turn around and get the helicopter that was coming to fuck your ass right after.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was kind of awesome.
To be changed.
Yeah, exactly. So, the recon drone's default vision is thermal. Oh, interesting. The default vision is thermal. The EMP blast can be used to destroy enemy gadgets, kill enemy mortar players. You can't use. Yeah, there's going to be mortars in this game, aren't there?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Whatever. They were. Yeah. Anyway,
I can just hope that they're fucking trash.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Because they were fucking. I don't think it's fair to say they were OP in Battlefield 3, but they were
very cheesy.
They were fucking cheese. Exactly. It was fucking cheese as shit. Did I use them? Yes, I did. Because sometimes it was just kind of fun to fucking plop down a mortar, look for the fucking pings on your mini map, and just fucking drop explosives on their heads on Operation Metro. Every single gadget must be filled. Okay, yeah. So every single gadget must be filled up at a supply crate. There's no longer. Oh, interesting. So you're no longer automatic replenishing for gadgets. However, your current progress will be saved if you have to move away from a supply crate. Oh, interesting. Well, wait. Well, what? Like what?
You'll have to resupply your supply crate at a supply crate, which is really fucking dumb.
Oh, is that like even that gadget? Yeah, that's right. Ooh.
I imagine the only one that doesn't is maybe defibs.
Yeah, no, defibs won't. Right, exactly. But you're right. Ammo crates, med crates, so grenade launchers, like the secondary grenade launcher gadget types, stuff like that. Yeah, interesting. You think that? Yeah. Well, if that's the case, I mean, interesting. That's gonna be weird. If that's the case, that's gonna be really interesting because I mean, it promotes like moving, right? It makes you move your character, so to speak, because if you want to have that ability to resupply the ammo and to throw out meds, it's like once you use it up, and if you just stay where you are. But like also too, you want to stay where you are because you want to like stay and fight. You're helping your squad or you're helping your teammates fight in an area, and that's kind of the point. I mean, if anything, like at least Battlefield 2042 wasn't so imbalanced that that ebb and flow of, you know, the taking of flags and conquest or breakthrough, you know, made sense. You know, it worked the same as it had in every other game. If, you know, if people are kind of doing the right thing with the equipment they have and the gadgets, like, yeah, you the overwhelming force could take a point, or if someone was just, you know, if a good medic was healing and someone was resupplying, then you could the opposing team could push back right away, that kind of thing. That worked for all of 2042's problems. You could say that worked. This completely changes that dynamic, though. The fact that you would run out of that stuff so quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You drop you drop one ammo pack or two ammo packs, and now they're gone. Now, like, yeah, if you've managed to stay alive for a certain amount of time, it's not automatically back. It hasn't replenished, or whether it's a med crate. So that really like changes that dynamic, because that's the way it's always worked in all the other games. If that's how this is going to work. That's interesting. That's actually super interesting, actually. So, yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been more talk about that. Or I wonder if that's implemented in labs yet. So maybe it hasn't been, you know, seen in the wild, you know, in actual gameplay or something.
Sure.
Yeah. Huh. Because this is a list of things that are going to be updated for launch, so... I feel like that's interesting. I don't know if any of, like, get in the Discord if you're listening to this, and you like, get at us and talk about that a little bit more if you've heard about that in labs or something. If you're running the green circle around supply crates has been removed. Now we have a little icon at the bottom of the screen when we're within the effective area of resupplying. I feel like that they should get the circles back. I didn't mind those. I kind of liked that, actually.
Yeah, because it's way easier to see if you're within range.
Exactly.
If it's something on my screen in the corner and I'm behind a wall with 8 guys shooting at me,
you're not seeing that. Yeah.
I'm not seeing that. But if I see a green circle and I can get my elbow inside of its radius and heal up or whatever, it's way easier to see, way easier to figure out.
Exactly. So I feel like that would be a bit of a good trade-off with what I just talked about. Like, if you want to make those things a little more scarce, which is kind of what that previous mechanic I was just talking about does, like, well, then fucking make it easy for me to know where, you know, I'm in the effective range of it. Exactly.
Or you guys have 600 fucking settings that can be changed.
Yeah.
Make it 601.
Right. Let us have the option for that. Exactly. Turn it on or off. Exactly. If you're running out of ammo, support players and supply crates will start to pulse on your mini-map, making it easier to find ammo. Okay. I like that. That's pretty cool, actually. The mortar has no follow camera like BF1. Once deployed, you aim by using the mini-map like you did in Battlefield 4. So, okay. I barely remember using it in BF1, actually. If you spot an enemy player by pressing the corresponding button, it will now appear a bracket for a short amount of time, indicating that this player was now spotted for your team. Manual spotting has a cooldown to prevent spamming the spot button. Okay, makes sense. Recon's laser designator can be used like binoculars, or simply place it a location and remotely access. Okay, yeah, this is how it worked in Battlefield 3 and 4, I think. So what you can do, so the desert laser, so yeah, you can either put them up to your face like they're binoculars, and you can carry them around with you, or you can place it on the ground like it's a, you know, a beacon, respawn beacon, or tugs, you know, T-Ugs, whatever. You place it on the ground, and then you can move away from it, and you can access it through from a distance, which is kind of fun. And then you can, like, but then you do end up with a limited view. Like, you know, you can only move your camera in sort of like a view range, you know, in front of you. You can't like do it 360. It doesn't do 360 degrees like you do if you're holding on to them, obviously. So, but it is kind of an interesting way of using it. And I remember using them like that in Battlefield 3 and 4, actually. It has more zoom options, including the normal and thermal vision. There's below radar for all air vehicles. That's pretty cool. There's a kill card by getting crushed by debris. Players can now quickly thank you, medics and squad mates, after being revived by just toggling a button via a new prompt instead of having to open the comm rows. So that's interesting.
That's good. The comm rows was really bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Really bad.
Yeah, it was terrible in 2042. Yeah.
No, and the BF6 beta, it was fucking atrocious.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It was fucking terrible. Yeah, it was hot. It was hot garbage. Yeah. The
2042s isn't that bad, honestly.
It was
especially not in comparison.
No, you're right. But like, it wasn't as good as previous ones though either. Like, it was just like, yeah, it was just bulky. It was fucking ugly looking. Then tap fire has been improved. Oh, so that's good. So tap fire's been improved. All right, so there's that. And then the new gameplay. Steam's latest beta client now lets you check if secure boot. Yeah, so there's that. You know what's interesting is that smoke grenades. Yeah, we got into that one. I think at this point, well, obviously, anyone that's played the beta, anyone that reinstalled 2042, I had 2042, uninstalled for a good period of time, and then I reinstalled it, just before the beta, because I thought to myself like, oh god, I haven't fucking played the game in ages, and the beta's coming out in a week. Like, okay, I'll reinstall 2042. Kind of get my muscle memory back, get playing again. And when I installed 2042 actually forced me to do the secure boot thing, actually.
Yeah, that was a while ago that they had implemented that.
Yeah, so so I took care of all that stuff. But now, so I guess the Steam client, the Steam's latest beta client beta, now lets you check if secure boot and TPM are enabled on your PC in preparation, which is fine and all, but dear listener, allow me to let you know right now, if you have not done the whole like set up secure boot thing on your computer, do it right now. Honestly, stop what you're doing, stop the podcast, come back to us when you're done. Do it right now, because it can be kind of a pain in the ass. You'll probably get it done. It's really not that terrible, but there's kind of you gotta learn. You gotta be able to get into your BIOS, and if you're not familiar with that can be a little bit of a challenge, and it's going to be a little bit unfamiliar to you. So it could be a little bit of a process. I am a fucking computer nerd. And it was like a good half an hour process, even for me, to sort of get it done. I had, I was checking to see, I was going through looking through all this stuff. Like, how do I check if it is? I should have just not even bothered to check. I should have just like, okay, screw it. I'm going to go into my CPU. I'm going to go into my BIOS. I'm going to enable secure boot, all this stuff. So yeah. So like, do it before the game comes out. Just like, get it taken care of, make sure you get all of that squared away, and then when you install the game, you don't have anything to worry about. So so that's pretty, and then there's some Battlefield 6 Manhattan Bridge map. Oh wait, this was called Brooklyn though. Yeah, this is the Brooklyn map. Yeah.
No, this is a different
Oh, is this a different map?
In New York. Yes.
It is.
Includes the bridge.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that's right. It is. Yep. This park in the north part looks a little different. Yeah, Manhattan Bridge, Olympia. Yeah, so little conquest map. Again, another really small one, too. It's a small conquest map, yeah. which was like kind of the big complaint. But like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Whole world of things that we don't know yet about this game whatsoever. It's really kind of wild, like how obviously like things have been coming out from the beta and like labs and stuff, but like as like we said a few podcasts ago, there's a myriad of ways that DICE could like really fucking fuck things up with this game. And
Yeah.
it's starting to look like one of them could be like the map thing could be a little weird. Like they could be all these like small maps, and then we could have some maps that are like kind of too big. I don't know, but I don't know. The map, the one that was in the mountains that we played in the beta, whatever it was called, Liberation Peak. Yeah, that was pretty good size. I thought. You thought it was a pretty good size, right? I mean, it was.
Yeah, it wasn't massive, but it's not like it was small.
No, it wasn't exactly, and it wasn't really massive. I felt like it was I felt like it was pretty much good for the gameplay. I liked it, and I liked it. We talked about it. I liked the one side of the map where that one flag had that cool built-up fortification, and then there was there was the sort of the peak, the one kind of big mountain in the middle that kind of like was just plopped right in the middle of it. So everything, kind of you had to kind of fight around that and go from point to point, and the buildings on the one side. Then in the back on the one side was the like kind of a fuel depot kind of area. It was good. I thought it was a cool map. I thought it was pretty fun, actually. Every match I played on, I actually thought it was pretty fun. So
yeah.
So all right, I think that's about it. So yeah, there you go, boys and girls. That's it. Sorry we didn't get at you guys sooner, right? It's been pretty busy. I've been pretty busy at work. OSB is busy changing fluids at work.
Yeah.
OSB's busy fucking spinning wrenches and changing fluids, and hopefully not falling off any more fucking stepping stools lately. Probably not.
See.
Yeah, we'll see about that, right? Yeah. So I know we didn't get back at everyone here as quickly as I would have liked to, but here we are. So yeah, there's most of the news, and I know we didn't really get into. I know there was a whole lot of battle royale footage, and there's a lot of stuff that people have seen about it. But the thing is, like I was just saying a little bit ago, there's been nothing official whatsoever about the game in general, and definitely not about the battle royale. Like nothing official. Not even what the fucking name of the game is. Obviously a release date, right? But like they're really keeping a lot of this stuff under wraps. It's really interesting. But like we know nothing about, are there going to be different game modes for the BR when it launches? How are the vehicles getting called in? How accessible are they? When does the circle start? How long do we have in between the circles, that push stuff in? How do we have access to like some kind of loadouts like in Warzone? Are we only getting access to ground loot? This kind of thing. Yeah. What other kind of ancillary things are we going to have access to? Are we going to be able to call in UAVs? Are we going to be able to? Or is there going to be a money system? It doesn't look like for all the stuff we saw in the footage. It doesn't look like there's any kind of money system. There's we know nothing about the game. So it's honestly, I just don't feel like speculating on it too much. We could talk about it, but honestly, I don't think many of you particularly honestly care too much either. I know myself and OSB, it's obviously we OSB doesn't fucking give a fuck about, you don't give a shit about the BRs,
I would rather not play a video game at all than play a BR. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I figure that's probably the case for most of you listening. I imagine some of you might be excited about it. I'm mildly excited about it. I enjoyed playing Warzone. You know, I enjoyed playing some of the BR games, PUBG, a little bit of Fortnite here and there. You know, so I'm a little excited about it, but I am definitely mostly excited for you know, to play the single player campaign, and then to play multiplayer. So so if some of you out there who listen to the pod and you like us and you're a little frustrated that we haven't talked about the battle royale stuff a little bit more, that's why, right? You know, so it's just you know, nothing official, and we could speculate all day about, you know, that kind of stuff. If you want to listen to some guys talk about it, check out the Drop Shot podcast. They've done a couple episodes actually where they really get into it. They like really dive into it, and they're checking it out, and they're talking all about how they think the game will play with the vehicles and you know, and the building destruction and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, they've done a few episodes on it, and they're pretty, you know, it was interesting to listen to. So but yeah, you could expect mostly, you know, the multiplayer stuff from us. So but that's not to say we won't talk about the BR, especially once it comes out. You know, and we get more info. Of course, we'll keep you guys informed on, you know, what we hear about it and what we learn about it. So, but yeah, but you can definitely hear us, you know, mostly talking about the multiplayer stuff for sure. So yeah, yeah. So that'll do it for us. Guess what? OSB is definitely not doing tonight. He's definitely not playing 2042.
Nope, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah,
I finished that battle pass last night. I didn't even finish the match. I saw the thing pop up that said level 60. I died. I might not even have died. I might have just left the game, verified it in the menu, and closed it and uninstalled it within about 60 seconds.
That's so great. That's fucking great. And that is exactly what I will be doing too. Let's be clear. Yeah. I will not finish that match. The second I fucking see that, like, yeah, or like, oh, yep, that battle pass is done. See ya 2042. Yeah. Bye forever. Yeah. And then use. It
took me longer to get all the screenshots to put in the Discord than it did to leave the game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, he made it very clear to post the screenshots in the Discord of him uninstalling the game, which I will be too. I'll post that shit on Twitter. I'll be pushing that shit, and I will tag Dice as well. I will fucking be tagging Dice. I will be adding Dice. I will be adding EA. Look at uninstalled forever. Hopefully, never thinking about this dog shit video game ever again. Let's be clear, because it is a dog shit video game. Oh gosh, yeah. So yeah, and you know, perhaps we'll eulogize it at some point down the road here. So I don't know, but we'll see. So yeah, so there you go, boys and girls. That's it for us for now. Yeah, we'll get back at you here. We're 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out, or something.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks out, man. Holy shit.
Just about, yeah.
Fuck, 2 weeks out. So yeah, well, shit. So we'll have to try to get back at you next weekend. And then, because OSB has a friend who's just a fucking idiot, right? And doesn't play video games, is getting married on the same weekend that this game is coming out, right?
It's not the wedding; it's the bachelor party.
Oh, so sorry, that's not your bachelor party.
I'm not going to be sober at all.
Yeah,
let's be very clear. Even if I was able to play the game that weekend, I would be doing fuck all. I'd be in the side of someone's transport helicopter with a repair tool spamming "Get out."
That's right.
Because that way I only need one hand, so I can keep drinking.
Exactly. Yeah. So, all right. Well, so that's a little hard to fall for. You know, I mean, obviously you're going to be at a bachelor party, so that's going to be fun. Yeah. So, next weekend, and then we'll see what we'll do. Yeah, I guess so. Then we'll probably get at you guys. You know, obviously I'll be streaming some gameplay the weekend that it comes out for sure. I'm taking the day off work for sure. So, but as far as any kind of like first reaction type of stuff, yeah, probably going to be a few days after the game comes out. So just keep that in mind. So just so you guys know, that's kind of how the schedules are going to work here coming up in the next couple of weeks. So, all right. that'll do it. We love you guys. If you're a new listener, thank you again so much for listening. Whatever platform you're listening to us on, like and subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform it is you're listening on. Leave a review. Rate us, all that good stuff. Hit those ratings, leave the reviews, like, subscribe, all that good shit. And that'll do it. We love you guys. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time.
Deuces.
All right. Cool. That will do it.
That was a pretty long one.
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah. I started talking. I rambled about a few. Well, the console thing caught me off guard.
That blew your fucking mind.
I don't know why it never. Well, because I don't fucking play on a console. But like, forever, since the concept of crossplay on or off has ever existed, I just figured that the crossplay meant, PC players fuck off. I'll just, I'll play amongst the other console players. That's just, yeah, that's wild. And honestly, I think that's kind of crazy. I just think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think they should all be doing fucking input-based matchmaking. Then it doesn't matter what platform someone's on. You don't have to worry about aim assist being overpowered if everyone in the lobby's got aim assist, or flicks being too strong because everyone's on a mouse and keyboard. It just kind of levels it. But what do I know? Maybe there's not enough players on one input device or the other. There's not enough players on keyboard and mouse, probably, to support that.
Well, there's not enough players on keyboard and mouse, and I think the other problem with that too is a lot of people are using controllers on their PCs. Also.
Yeah, I think that's more game dependent. I think it's so much on Call of Duty because the game aims for you, but Battlefield doesn't do that.
No, it's true. Yeah, no, it's not the same kind of aim assist as Call of Duty. Exactly, yeah. But I mean, it is still aim assist. So I mean, you figure maybe people just want any kind of aim assist they can get. So yeah, but
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So, but yeah, and then then what other one kind of threw me for a little loop there? I don't remember now, but. Anyway, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit actually. So,
sucker.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm actually on. I think I'm on like 51, so I'm on the home stretch. So.
Yeah, and it's easier now. There's triple XP versus double XP.
Oh, it is. Oh, is it? It's triple right now. Ooh, all right.
Yeah, even if you finish all your missions or whatever, if you're close, switch to Blasco with tugs. And
just fucking rack up XP like crazy. Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right, dude. We'll talk to you later.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have fun with that shit show. I'm done with it.
I know. Great. I can't wait to be.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we'll see you.
All right, man. See ya.
Yep. Deuces.
All right. I'll stream. I'll be right back. I use my fucking. I gotta